Welcome back. Breakfast Central, and it's time for the front pages of the newspapers. We do have our man who's here with us, joining us, and a bit of breaking story as well. And the phone lines will be open, so it's like an open conversation we're about to have this morning on the front pages of the newspapers. Mr.
Can I do the honors?
Please do the honors, please.
All right. Joining us this morning for Breakfast Central is one of our analysts. Can I call me, please? Thank you. Joining us this morning for our newspaper review is one of our analysts here, one of global repute, whose birthday it is today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great joy to not just say happy birthday, but also to welcome Mr. Sesan Okunade. Welcome to Breakfast Central, and happy birthday.
Thank you very much, Oji, for that introduction. Glad to be here this morning.
Wow. The level of commitment that even on a day when you should probably be at home lounging.
Wow, I like the humility. Did you see the humility? Thank you so much.
We have to work and do the service that we are out to.
Thank you
even if it will not be on the way, I don't want to start the breaking news.
We will come back to the breaking news. We'll come back to the breaking news.
But we'll continue to do our bit at least to raise the bar and represent our country the way it should be, in that ideal way that will give the upcoming generation that confidence to say this country is indeed good, not the way we were just having it.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's start off with the front pages. Very interesting stories and updates. We're going to start off with the very first one. Do we have Sage first?
Yes, we do have Sage. Okay. I think we should connect to Sage
Let's connect with our man, Sage, who is joining us this morning here on Breakfast Central. Good morning to you, Sage. Ibrahim, I want to be sure that you can indeed hear us. Can you hear us clearly?
Yes, good morning, Joe. Good morning to everyone in the studio. I can hear the studio clearly.
Beautiful. All right, Sage is actually joining us based on what we do have. But can you bring the information to us from where you are and what's really going on?
Okay, thank you very much, Joe. So at the moment, behind me, as you can see, is the perimeter fence of the Kefi prisons located in Dadinkowa, Kefi, here in Nasarawa State. This is the correctional facility that was jailbroken less than 24 hours ago, if you would call it that, because it happened quite early in the morning, where we heard that around 5 personnel of the Nigerian Correctional Service were attacked after there was an attempt to break out of the facility by inmates. Unfortunately, 16 of those inmates successfully broke out and escaped, triggering a manhunt for all of them. Interestingly, the Nigerian Correctional Service, through its public relations officer, Umar Mohammed, had mentioned that 7 of those who had initially escaped out of the 16 were recaptured and have been brought back. However, a manhunt is currently on for the recapture of the remainder. But then again, of course, you know, Joe, this has once again opened up issues, raising conversations about issues regarding Nigerian Correctional Service, the holding facilities, its state, especially particularly infrastructure and also welfare for the inmates of this place, these centers, as well as many other conversations that we've seen regenerate over the course of the last 24 hours.
All right. Sorry, let me just come in again. What happened and how the people are taking it is a different, kettle of fish that we want to highlight, especially to the benefit of our viewers. But we'd like you to please let us know, have you spoken to people within the neighborhood, possibly any security operatives, eyewitnesses, if possible?
Okay, so Joe, first of all, I'm like I mentioned, I'm standing right in front of the perimeter fence. But if you walk with me this way, you'd see a checkpoint right in front here. This checkpoint to the left leads into the premises of the correctional facilities. Of course, I tried speaking with quite a number of residents. It's still very early in the morning, and I've not been able to speak with quite a number as I would want to. But then I spoke with a few of them. Many seem not to be aware that a prison break happened here. That's it basically. And as to whether there has been concerns about whether the escape of these inmates could maybe in one way or the other raise further concerns about the security of this vicinity. I would say it's one thing that they are concerned about, but then again, the Controller General of the Nigeria Correctional Service has indeed visited this place. He visited with quite a number of armed personnel and gave the marching orders for an investigation to be carried out. So I believe that also did well to quell some of the tensions that may arise from the breakout that happened 24 hours ago. So basically it's calm. Activities are going on quite fine. And that's basically the update from
I mean, interesting there to find out that people are even unaware that there was a prison break here.
I mean, 16.
We have reports that 7 of the fleeing inmates that fled have been recaptured and they're about to get 9. They're looking for the remaining 9. Can you please confirm that? And we also have information that in the course of the attempted escape, or I won't call it attempted because they did escape at first, in the course of the escape that 5 officers were injured. Can you give us more information on that?
Well, at this point, Olive, the much we know is that 5 officers were injured. Out of those 5, 2 are in critical condition and they are currently receiving medical treatment, medical attention in a government facility. We do not know as to what the situation is with regards whether there's been any improvement or not, but we're hoping that once there is, we definitely will be reporting that to you. And as far as it goes, of course, Olive, this, as you know, is not the first time that prison breaks has been an issue here in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, this prison, as I mentioned earlier, is the Dadin-Kowa Custodial Center. There is, in fact, another custodial center here in Kefi at the Emir Palace area somewhere in town. So this was the one that the prison break happened. So there's no mix-up or confusion as to where the prison break happened particularly. Like I mentioned, in 2019, there was a prison break also, but that had to do with issues and concerns around quality of care, quality of welfare, and also basically around infrastructure. But then we're hoping that, like the CG mentioned, actions will be put to words to ensure the recapture of all of the inmates who escaped, and then, of course, see a conclusion of this issue once and for all.
All right, thank you very much, Sergey, for bringing us up to speed. We wish all the best to the injured officers, and we hope that the other escaped 9 inmates will be recaptured and that there isn't any cause for alarm around there. Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Now
Sergey.
let's come back to the studio here where we do have very interesting information. We'll be going through the papers. Let's just read the highlights or the headlines, and then we'll bring you a very big story.
Let's go to the Vanguard. The Vanguard does justice to what we would segue into.
Okay.
Not segue. You know, see what I did there? Segue into.
Segue. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, I know.
Ibom Air.
Fracas. Comfort begins life at Kirikiri. NBA wades in. We did speak with the, of course, this story is, hold on. Let's go into this. Atiku ADC condemn Tambuwal's arrest, say EFCC now political tool. Stop sulking over opposition probes when non-partisan EFCC replies ADC as EFCC grants ex-Sokoto governor bail. But our focus will be on Ibom Air fracas. There's an update, and we want to put the update on the screen. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace has indeed released a tweet, or what you call an X, on the X platform.
On the X platform. Absolutely. So let's bring you the latest updates regarding this case. It's a press statement. It's a decision to withdraw criminal complaints against Ms. Comfort Emanson and to address related matters. It's quite a long one, so stay tuned. In the last 48 hours, I've been in consultation with critical stakeholders in the aviation sector and those involved in the unfortunate incidents regarding the unruly behaviors of certain individuals at our airports of recent. Though regrettable, we think valuable lessons have been learned by all sides to the incident. So now let's keep scrolling to what the new decisions are. He says, therefore, after reviewing the entire incident, including appeals made by well-meaning individuals, if our producers can please go back. Therefore, after reviewing the entire incident, including appeals made by well-meaning individuals and remorse shown by the actors, the following decisions have been reached. Now, starting with the case of Ibom Airline and Ms. Comfort Emanson. It says, A, in the case of the unruly passenger, Ms. Comfort Emanson, on the Ibom Airline on Sunday, the 10th of August, 2025, I have conferred with Ibom Airline to withdraw the complaint against her today. When the police took her statement in presence of her lawyer, she exhibited great remorse for her conduct. B, Subsequent to the withdrawal of the complaint by the complainant, the CP of Airport Command and the police prosecutor will immediately take the remaining steps to facilitate her release from Kirikiri prisons within this week.
So
underline that line.
Friday,
underline that line.
before weekend.
C, I have also conferred with the leadership of the airline operators of Nigeria and have appealed to them to lift the lifetime flying ban imposed on her, to which they agreed. The details of the resolution will be made public by the AON subsequently. Now, to the case of ValueJet and Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, aka KWAM-1. D, in the case of KWAM-1, the NCAA, I'm surprised they did not say the unruly passenger because he was also unruly. In the case of KWAM-1, the NCAA is to reduce his flight ban to a 1-month period. FAN will also work with the music star with a view to engaging him as an ambassador for proper airport security protocol going forward.
Wait.
That's good. Having publicly demonstrated penitence, the NCAA is also to withdraw its criminal complaint against KWAM-1 earlier lodged with the police. In the case of Captain Oluronsi Ogoyi and the co-pilot, First Officer Ivan Oloba of ValueJet, the NCAA is to restore their licenses after the same period of 1-month ban after undergoing some mandatory professional reappraisal. The details will be announced by the NCAA. And now to airline operators, aviation, and other government agencies. Now we have here, it says, I have directed all relevant aviation agencies in collaboration with other complementary agencies outside aviation to immediately begin a retreat next week to properly retrain and prepare our aviation security personnel on how to deal with errant and disruptive passengers and how to de-escalate potentially explosive situations. The retreat will be fully covered by the press with the opportunity to ask all the relevant questions. He said that these decisions above were taken by the government and the airline operators purely on compassionate in capital letter grounds, as government will never pander to base sentiments, politically motivated views, or warped legal opinions when clear encroachment of our laws are involved. And then he says, finally, we are also sending a clear message that will take safety and security in the aviation sector very seriously, and we have decided to draw a line after these clemencies. Festus Keyamo, SAN, CON, signed Wednesday, the 13th of August, 2025. Hey.
No need to waste time.
Let's get into it. But before we welcome Mr. Olusesan's analysis, to let you know, our audience, because this has been a hot topic, if you're watching, what's your thought, or what are your takes, your various takes on the press release by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace, Festus Keyamo, and the new
ambassador,
the potentially new ambassador of Nigeria's airport conduct, KWAM-1. Right. So let us know your thoughts on all these decisions. Just quickly.
Ollie, I think we should talk less. Let's
have him
Please
talk.
go ahead.
Let me start by saying
You just sounded like a politician. I've been working with no money. We're trying to listen up with the story.
I was expecting a good gift for the day, but quite interesting. This press release has destabilized me personally. And what do I mean? I look at the circumstances around here, and I look at the future of the upcoming generation, when some certain set of people will say, this is more like do what I say and not what I do. I'm looking at the parameters at which we use to pick ambassadors. I remember those days when they want to make you flagship of a particular product or an organization. There are certain things. I doubt if our minister actually have understanding of what is actually going on in the public space. A lot of people have condemned this act by KWAM-1 and even the other lady, and the only punishment we could give, you are reducing the ban to 1 month from 6 months, and you are making such person, unruly person, at the government facility to be an ambassador, to do what? To preach that is what, because everything you now be given to the ambassador will be scripted. Ambassadors that we know in time past are people that are born out of passion based on what they have done. You will see that traits in them, the leadership quality that will exemplify the thing that is expected of them. Somebody that unruly pour. I want to clarify the issue, whether the assertion by the pilot that she was poured the content inside the bottle on her was wrong. Because here, like you said, I have not heard from this press release that KWAM-1 did anything wrong.
Doesn't seem so.
Nothing. It seems he has done the right thing, and we encourage such thing. What we are going to see after this is a lot of people, because we are setting a bad precedent. In my personal view, I have seen a lot of people that have made leaders, ambassadors of things that is based on exemplified things that they have done. This is not a good example to preach to the younger ones. This is not a good example to preach to other people. Every other thing you are going to do now is going to be scripted. Ambassador, this is what you should read. This is what you should eat. This is where you should go. This is because you know you are now an ambassador. When we know deep down your attitude does not depict that which you are actually portraying. Because if indeed I would have supported the fact that you should be an ambassador, if as at the point when those people addressed him, he came up and he was like, okay, can I talk to the head of this team, okay, to explain that what I have in this content is water based on my health, whatever. Explain, and we saw that calm nature of how he's able to handle the situation maturely. Then I'll say, this should be an ambassador to project. Even when the airport officials or staff has not managed the situation, this man was able to wait in and, excuse me, if what that pilot did actually materialized, we'll be saying the same thing we're saying here today. If the man has not actually bent down, because I watched the video, he bent down and other staff. If that has not happened, that thing caught on him unaware, we will be talking to a living person to become an ambassador. The fact remains that this that has come out, personally, I am not. It's a government decision. But for me, this does not depict of the good values we are always talking about for our future and upcoming generation. It's to tell you that we celebrate wrongdoing. When you behave unruly, you become celebrity. You become an ambassador. Just go ahead and do it. When we've been seeing a lot of people that are doing wrong things and people are actually carrying them high up there. It's not even only in the government, even when you go to religious houses, everywhere. All you need to know is be influential, have the money, and you're able to buy anything that has to do with you. This is not the value. A lot of the people that are talking today, even the minister, grew up with. When you do something wrong, people punish you for it so that it serves as deterrent to others. But what we are doing, I don't understand why this will be. I'm still expecting another press release to explain to us the yardstick that qualifies this. Somebody who we all say behave unruly. And let's leave the aspect. As far as I'm concerned, as far as this country is concerned, if you have money and you are influential, the law that guides you is different.
Because my question is, if it was just a regular Nigerian that wasn't a celebrity that had the case with ValueJet, will they have come to this logical conclusion?
Let me say it in my local language. Lie. It will never. And that's why you observe that if it is the same celebrity that has slapped that Ibom Air, I'm sure they would have given him another ambassador. We are not saying anything about... and look at the swiftness in actually punishing Comfort. Quickly, a judgment was taken to Kirikiri, a life ban. Life.
Thankfully, they've lifted the life ban.
I'm saying that the swift response in making those punishment on her, if she had been someone like KWAM-1 or influential or celebrity, what we are just saying now is that if you are influential, you can do whatever you like.
And get away.
Government will definitely back you up to see. Because as far as I'm concerned, I've not seen any value that preach good moral to our upcoming generation of what KWAM-1 has actually done.
So when we battle with a society where young people are doing all they can just to become influential and rich, get it as best as you can, or get it while die trying. How do they say it? Die, whichever way we want to put it.
Get rich or die trying.
Get rich or die trying. You see them do that.
Okay.
Are we saying that this is possibly one of the reasons?
Of course, we can say it. It's just to be influential.
I think we should ask our viewers.
Our viewers should call in.
Is KWAM-1 your ambassador?
Well, just to be clear, they haven't yet made him an official ambassador, but they have said that they will be in conversations with her. They'll be in conversations. Let me read the actual statement. He says, in the case of KWAM-1, the NCAA is to reduce its flight ban to a 1-month period. FAN will also work with the music star with a view to engaging him as an ambassador for proper airport security protocol going forward. So I have a few problems.
Before this was actual
I have a few
there
problems.
would have been background engagement, discussion, before the minister can come out to say, this is not, all those will, we are no lawyers. Thank God you are one. Will, shall, whatever. This is a discussion behind the scene that is actually just being played out.
Should this even be in the press release?
I should. Right. If that will be done, it should be something that will not hear.
Maybe later.
And say, we have actually reprimanded the star. We can see this, and we feel that as part of the punishment, it should be an ambassador for us to preach against what he has done.
I don't even know if that's it, but I have a few issues with it, and I'm going to list. First of all, my number one issue with this press release by the minister would be, I mean, in no particular order. Comfort was referred to as the unruly passenger. Meanwhile, KWAM-1 was referred to as the music star. In this case, both of them went foul of the law. They both committed offenses that ought to have, ensured that they were both charged to court. That's one. Two, the minister says that they will withdraw the case against Comfort and she'll be released from Kirikiri within the week. Within the week means what? Today is Wednesday. Within the week, I mean Friday, that she'll be in Kirikiri up until Friday. I would have expected that the swiftness with which they were able to charge her to court and ensure that she landed in Kirikiri, that same swiftness would have been applied to say that Comfort will be released from Kirikiri today.
Not today, immediately.
Thirdly, are we absolving certain people of responsibility? In this case, Comfort breast is all over social media.
He didn't talk about
her breast is on social media because somebody on the airline in the flight filmed her, dragged her out in the most despicable, dehumanizing way. Filmed, in fact, it looked like they were pulling her top because what she was wearing was a pinned top that usually is pinned down inside, the genital region. They pulled it up. Her breasts were revealed. They filmed it, posted it on social media. Her breast will forever be on social media, and nothing will be done about it. It's enough that they lifted we should celebrate them. They lifted the ban, the international and local ban, and they reduced KWAM-1, the music star's sentence to just a 1-month flight ban. Too many issues with this. But let's take the calls from our audience. We have a call this morning from Akin. Akin is calling from Ondo State. Good morning, Akin. What are your thoughts? Thanks for calling. Good morning.
Now, if you look at this, our so-called democracy, it has dropped all national values. Democracy has, as some people say, is a scam. We are no longer growing, we are going down as a people. It's not just this regime, the previous one, but this one is even up it. This one has taken it up to higher level. If we are going like this, can we have anything that is of value, development or whatever? I've said it before, young people are learning all these terrible things that we are doing. The country will continue to go down. It's unfortunate. Those who are there now, they don't even care. And this is what happened even between 1979 and 1983, when the Sagari government went down. Now, the military regime is much better than democracy. When you talk of discipline, when you talk of national value, culture, this is what we are going today. We hunt us tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling, Akin. We're also hoping that we can get more people calling and reacting to this story. And even if this is not the story you want to talk about, because we'll soon move on from it. But I want to take a comment from YouTube. Patricia James says, she's just a scapegoat to a biased system. Power play going on here, and everyone can see it. The question is, who can revoke it and do justice with fairness? Well, this was before the official announcement that her case has been lifted, the ban has been lifted, and that she will be released from Kirikiri within this week. Anyway, I guess in the coming hours, in the next few hours, we'll get again another reaction from Nigerians.
A lot of reaction, even on social media. But then again, I mean, what are your final thoughts on this? Putting out a press release that seems also inconsistent, and we would use the word inconsistent here respectfully on the station, because we feel that the consistency should have been made clear in the press release, which is highlighting what the laws are, just as he did in the first time when he had released it, when he put out the press release and stated that these are the laws that were violated. However, the inconsistency is also seen in the sense that one is called unruly, the other one is called a music artist.
Nothing is said about her private videos, her breast
exactly,
video
and that's another inconsistency again, which violates the constitution, the laws, which simply leads to what we call pornography.
It's two fighting, make everybody go court.
So bottom line, two people are fighting. We're expecting that him, which is the minister, honorable minister, also being a senior advocate of Nigeria, who understands the law very well, we're hoping that maybe he will propagate the law and say, listen, these two will be prosecuted, and everything must therefore be handled by the laws that govern the Nigerian constitution. But it's not looking that way. I don't know what your take is.
Yeah, Joe, let's just look how this plays out. In the few weeks, few months to come, we'll definitely see some of the steps. But the disheartening thing to me with this press statement is that we are actually degrading our values, not what a lot of people actually grew up with, what we're actually propagating when you want to pick leaders. And that's why we see a lot of things that are happening in the setting as we speak. A lot of people want to get rich, knowing fully well that once they are rich, anything goes in their favor. And exactly if the minister can come out to say, this other person, which we both said at the commencement of this issue, that they both behaved unruly. One is referred to as carrying out that unruly, and the other person is a star. They didn't just say musician, a music star. That's what he's saying here. We also work with the music star. So once you are a star, do everything within your capacity to be a star. Whatever offense committed, in fact, we will celebrate your wrongdoing and promote you to the next level. These are not the values that we know. These are not the culture that a lot of people, if this actually was something that they considered within themselves, it should have brought it up in the press release. Maybe something behind the scene.
After some months.
That we now said, okay, after that act of KWAM-1, we actually allowed him to go through some phases. Is coming out to be our ambassador, to preach against what he has done. I will reason that line to say, and comfort will begin to say, okay, when you are in the public space, you don't behave unruly because you are highly influential. These are the way. I've learned one or two lessons, and that will be not we coming to now have divide and rule. It's just to pass message to everybody. When you don't have people at the top there, don't go and make any issue. You just see yourself behind the scene.
For the benefit of our viewers, we'll look at The Guardian. There's a big question we want to ask right now, and I think it's one of the biggest questions that Nigerians should start considering. And that's a question at the top, at the header of The Guardian. Outrage over Ibom Air incident as IG orders KWAM-1's probe. Now let's pause for a second why I say it's the biggest. The Inspector General of Police, in a press release, said he has ordered for probe and investigation. Now, the Honorable Minister of Aviation and Aeronautics has come out to say that they've taken decision. Whose action will stand? Will the IGP still go ahead and probe? And we know that if the IGP goes ahead to probe the Inspector General of Police, therefore, will his results or his actions be different from what the Honorable Minister has said? So you see where we are going to now? Can you see? So where do we start?
Don't stress yourself. They already marked the script. Whatever probe is to tell you how we say these our leaders are disjointed when they are taking decision. If the IGP is saying one thing, the minister is saying a different thing. What's the synergy in this? This is just a press release released an hour ago.
Yeah, an hour ago.
An hour ago. And just last night, the IGP was saying we'll carry out an investigation and probe this and get back to the people. We would not, let me say I will not expect a different result, because it will be counterproductive for the police to be working against some of this. But what is disappointing, and what I will feel the IGP should do, the man Egbe Tokun that I know, should uphold the values that is meant. It should carry out this probe. They can come back and say, okay, this is what we have observed. If you don't want to send him to correctional center for him to go and learn some things, no problem. But we've been able to deduce this out. And this is where we call out the NBA. One of their members is the one actually perpetrating this.
So,
and this is judiciary system to say, speak to it.
So we had the NBA this morning on the show, the representative, of course, being the NBA chairman, and he had talked about they were going to delve into the arena in terms of speaking with the lawyer that was assigned to represent Comfort and taking over from him and ensuring that they get justice for Comfort. I don't know what the next steps will be now, seeing as they've lifted the case and they'll probably not be going to court. But there are too many things to look at when it comes to this.
But it's really not a good thing for us as a nation. I must say the decision left for me, my personal view, is to say that this is not the value that we expect from our leaders passing to the upcoming generation. What we have just passed out this morning is to state that you can behave unruly. Once you have money, you will go scot-free. In fact, if care is not taken, you will be more celebrated. And that is not the route to go. A lot of them, because of the fear of what the law will catch up with on them, are being careful. But this has sent a wrong signal to say, you see, they will always tell you that don't set precedent. This is a precedent that will be difficult for anybody. Not even the lower cadre now. The elites themselves will tell you, what do you mean? KWAM-1 stood by the aircraft. The other lady slapped. You reduced their distance. What have I done wrong? Me, I did not slap. I only said provocative words against them. I've not done anything wrong. And these are things that we should discredit among our society so that people can do the right thing. I don't expect this to have come up from our minister, and not just minister, and SAA, who we expected, we upheld the law and the values that is actually expected of it. But what we keep hearing is that once you are in the hierarchy, a lot of people will come on social media and they will tell you that, Sesan, you are just speaking English. The people that are in charge now, they know themselves. And if he can become an ambassador by doing this act, in the next few months, let's see what will become of some of these celebrities, the way and manner at which they will do, because they already have, now you have something that you can do that will make you to become an ambassador of a particular organization. Just because you are influential, you are a brand person, just do something interesting and they will just get you up. Now, possibly, maybe somebody will go the route of Comfort.
So maybe like now, Johansson can decide to come and break somebody's head. Yeah, then because he's an influential person, they'll now say, oh, you know what? Then he'll come back and apologize the next day. After that, they'll say, he's ambassador for good behavior.
Yes.
Against thuggery.
Fight against violence.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I'll say,
not break anybody's
my fellow people, anyway, make it make sense.
That's really a really unfortunate one. But let's just take one more paper and look at the front page of the Vanguard, take a few headlines before we get out of the studio. The Vanguard says, of course, we've taken some of them earlier. NMA raises alarm over mental health crisis among doctors. Absolutely an alarm that needs to be raised, because how can one doctor be working from morning till night, day in, day out?
Morning to night, or even 48 hours.
I saw a certain hospital where they had the roster for the doctor, and the doctor had surgery back to back for 5 days.
Let's take one last call.
Let's take our final call for this morning. Good morning, Uche.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Uche from Abia State.
All right, Uche, please, let's hear your thoughts.
See, our problem is that we have different laws to different people, regards to what has happened and what we are discussing. You see, KWAM-1 attempted murder. Why is it that federal government is not charging him attempted murder? like in previous times, somebody climbed a mast in Abuja. The same police charged that guy. That is the problem. And the point we are making now is that a minister can even order whatever the court have said, he will revise it. By telling us that within this week, that lady is going to come out of the, Greek prison. Where are we going to? Nigeria is not going to work the way our leaders, so-called leaders, are projecting this country. That's my own contribution. We should have one law for everybody. God bless you people.
God bless you too, Uche. Thank you for calling.
Just one tweet on X. Someone says, from crime to ambassadorship, Nigeria's got talent. On that note,
that slaps.
We sign out.
All right, that's how we wrap up today's show. Thank you for joining us. Remember that we'll be back again to continue the conversations. If you'd like to tweet at us individually regarding any of the stories, we'll be happy to take your comments tomorrow on the show. You can tweet at Joe Hansen or me at Olive MOD. And remember that we're streaming live as well. When we exit the studio, Jasiri continues, and I'm pretty sure that we'll continue with this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Ibom Air saga is far from over. Sesan Okunade, Sesan Okunade, thank you for joining us. Once again, happy birthday. Wishing you a wonderful rest of the day and a truly incredible year. May you not be dragged out of plane and filmed in the most despicable manner and shared on social media.
Amen. It's a deep prayer.
Deep prayer. We'll see you tomorrow. I am Olive MOD. Bye-bye.